5:50 is the time now. So the right to camp wild in England and Wales without permission has just been lost after the owner of an estate on Dartmoor, which was the last place you could legally do so, won the right to remove people from his land.
The High Court ruling has infuriated hikers and ramblers in the process.
Hello and welcome to Dartmoor!
Two of the horrifying numbers more people should know about in this country is that 97% of rivers and waterways are privately owned, and 92% of land is privately owned. And of that 92%, 50% of that is owned by 1% of people. My name's Sam Crosby, and I was involved with the Right to Roam group and the Stars Are For Everyone. So we knew before Christmas that a case had been put into the High Courts, the Royal Courts of Justice, and it looked like we were going to be losing our right to wild camp on Dartmoor. So a bunch of us got together, and something that we thought was going to be a couple of hundred people and a nice moment together turned into being 3,500 people celebrating a Dartmoor deity out on Dartmoor. As I've grown older, I've come to realise that nature, for me, starts inside. There's a breath, there's a moment, there's a pulse, there's a feeling of one's skin and the weight of one's body. And so nature for me is a recognition that this is it. This is it. We are nature. We're made of nature. We comprise nature. So for us to have a conversation about being disconnected from nature or apart from nature, it's just becoming more and more bonkers as time goes on for me. There's a spirituality and there's a something bigger than us going on, and I think we all know that, and the modern world maybe doesn't give us the opportunity to think and speak about that in honest terms. So fundamentally that's what nature is. It's a reality, a real reality that we maybe don't give the opportunity to interact with.
I think being out in nature, it teaches people to care about the environment, to care about the places they live in. Just being able to enjoy being out in nature without having to always look at your phone or something, or looking at technology, and just sort of natural place, I think is fantastic for people's mental well-being. More than anything, it's just real, like it's a first-hand experience. So it makes every moment when you're out in nature really, really precious, because it is fleeting and it's brief, and it's not going to be exactly like that ever again. Yeah. When you've completed a big walk and then you come back, you think, oh, bloody hell, I've carried all the stuff I needed for a period of time on my back. I've been entirely self-sufficient, and you've seen all these lovely places. You go up to the top of the Tors and you see these incredible views, and then even on Dartmoor, where it's probably the UK's most accessible wilderness. We were walking around yesterday, and there was multiple places where there's barbed wire on the fences, spray paint on the rocks saying no entry or keep out, stuff like that. You can't go out and just enjoy nature without the small thing in the back of your mind thinking, can I actually be here? Is it okay to be here? If I camp here, will someone tell me off for camping here? if I'm walking through land, am I going to get shouted at by a farmer or something? It's just, I think it can take away from the joy of being outside because your mind's constantly slightly preoccupied thinking about the what ifs.
The Right to Roam movement is important, it's vital, because it's a starting point for a conversation. Because if we go into it with open eyes and ask questions of what's been built around us, we don't know what we're going to find. Get out there, go and look beyond the gates and the fences and see what's really there. See with your own eyes what's behind the keep out trespass signs.